On the left or right?
Wherever, man.
Your choice,
you're
DJ.
You're the champ, bro.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. I think we have our first question here.
Hi, this is Darren Eady with Fight Camp Media. This is a question for DJ. You did it. You said you're going to do it. Now you're on the other side of this. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I was grateful to get the W. I really wanted to finish. I trained extremely hard to finish in training camp. That's why I pushed myself so hard, is to look for that finish. And, the second time we fought, I was able to break his body down, get him flinching, and caught him with the right hand and landed the knee. This time he was more not as jumpy, and he was trying to walk me into a flying knee and his elbows. That's what he did the second fight. So I'm happy with my performance. I beat him up a lot in the clinch, and I was hurting him a lot. And he did a good job of holding, and Herb D did a good job of breaking this up, but at the same time I was like, Herb, I'm bigging the body up, giving my opportunity to get his hands down, and I tried to go airborne and hit him with the knee to the chin, and I was shocked. I thought I would knock him out, but when I watched the replay of it, I hit him in the throat, and I was like, damn it. So just off by, just inches.
My second question is, when did you realize that a clinch game is what he was looking to do? That he was, clinching a lot.
I love the clinch game. I lived there. I train with the best. The Wizard. He has a nasty clinch, and we like to live there. So I prefer to be in the clinch because I don't have to play with windows of opportunity. If I step this way, he throws a hook, I run into it, right? So, and when we're trying to disengage, I was trying to land the elbow, and I hit him with the right hand when he ducked his head out. But like I said, I think he was more durable, more not overextending himself, because when I hit him the second fight, he threw the left hook, and then I ducked down and I hit him. So he was overextending. His body was in the right position to reciprocate the energy. That's why he got knocked out the second time. The third time, every single time, he didn't really overextend a lot this time.
Baldoir with Cage Side Press. My first question's for Mighty Mouse. Kairat Akhmatov won tonight, and he obviously has a win over Moraes. Moraes has a win over him. I mean, have you looked at him? Have you scoped him out as the next opponent? He has a big win streak, potential next fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Kairat Akhmatov's on a 6-fight win streak. I love when people are on win streak because I love taking away from them. Kairat's an amazing athlete, very, very strong. I saw him and Reese McLaren fight in the World Grand Prix back in 2019, I believe. And he's a good wrestler. I think when I fight him, I'm excited for a new challenge because he brings something different to the table. With Adriano, who's a longer, and Kairat's a little bit bigger than me. He's probably bigger than me, like as an athlete. I weighed in at 133, and it was super easy to make that weight. So, but I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Thanks,
wow,
Coach.
did he just say he's not going to retire?
No. I mean, we'll see. Like when I go home and talk
That's
to my
music
wife,
to my ears, bro. That's music. I'm like, oh, DJ's back. All right.
We'll see. I'm still young. Like, and talking to my peers, talking to Uriah Faber, I'm gonna reach out to GSP. I'm gonna reach out to Khabib Nurmagomedov. I'm gonna talk to these guys. I'm like, why did you guys stop? Like those guys could have kept on fighting. And there comes a point in time. I'm 36 years old. And, do I just keep on doing this and giving other athletes the opportunity to beat me and add to their legacy or whatever? So there's a lot of stuff I got to, muster up. And to go on a rant real quick, the reason why I had these feelings, week 4 and week 5 was probably the hardest time in all my training camp. Like back in the day when I would fight for my world title fights, I remember when I was getting ready to fight Wilson Hayes, I would have nightmares that Wilson Hayes would get my back. Like, I'd be like, he's going to get my back. I didn't have nightmares when I was getting ready to fight Adriano. I was having nightmares about what I'm going to do after I'm done fighting. And so I like to listen to my feelings and try to understand, like, hey, why am I having nightmares about what I'm going to do after fighting when I have an opponent to train for? So that's where all these feelings harbor from. And I was like, this might be my last fight. I need to take a step back as an athlete and look at what I'm going to do after fighting. Because I can keep on fighting. That's true, but it takes a lot of energy away from other projects that can take care of me after I'm done fighting. So that's where that comes from, guys.
And my second question is for, a bit of both Rod Tang and Chatri. The fans in America, Muay Thai is not traditionally an American sport, but Rod Tang and Stamp leading the way, you've grown this, multi-dimensional organization with different sports. And do you feel that Rod Tang is the forefront of that, of building Muay Thai in America for the first time, a base where Muay Thai can become big for American fans that have never really seen it before?
Yes, for sure. There's a few stars that we have on our roster, but Rod Tang is definitely one of the. I think he's going to be, and he already is. I mean, if you look at his fan base, I think he has 2.5 million followers. Half of them are from America. He doesn't even speak the language, and it's because he has a charisma. Obviously, he's pound for pound one of the greatest strikers on the planet, if not the greatest striker on the planet. He comes and he entertains and he knocks people out. He has everything to be, the next big global superstar. Let me ask you when you ถังยูว่าแบบถังจะเป็นคนที่แรกเป็นแบบซูเปอร์สตาร์ทั่วโลกสำหรับมวยไทยแล้วก็ให้ช่วยทุกคนแบบสนใจแบบซ้อมหรือว่าดูมวยไทยหรือเปล่าใช่ฮะต้องตอบยังตอบนะครับ
ก็ผมรู้สึกดีใจก่อนตอนแรกที่ได้มาชกที่อเมริกาแล้วก็ได้เป็นตัวแทนมวยไทยแล้วก็ทำความสำเร็จแล้วก็เอาป้องกันแชมป์มวยไทยได้แล้วก็ผมรู้สึกดีใจมากที่มวยไทยของเราเนี่ยจะโด่งดังไปทั่วโลกนะผมต้องขอบคุณทุกคนที่ให้การต้อนรับในรูปแบบมวยไทยมากๆผมก็ไม่รู้จะพูดยังไงมากก็อยากให้ทุกคนนึกถึงมวยไทยมากๆแล้วก็อยากให้ทุกคนสนับสนุนมวยไทยผมทำหน้าที่ตัวแทนที่ดีได้เท่านี้ครับ
Yeah, he was really thrilled at the opportunity to fight in America and show the beauty of Muay Thai, and he really wants to elevate it as an art. He's truly believes in Muay Thai, loves Muay Thai, and he wants the world to see the beauty of Muay Thai too.
And very last one, back to the GOAT, Demetrious Johnson. I mean, well, arguable GOAT. And so people argue that. You're obviously at the center of those debates. What do you think is the most important criteria? There's things like resume, longevity, and accomplishments, and just overall skill set. What do you think is the most important of those for who the GOAT should be for MMA?
Honestly, it's always going to be based on the person's perspective. For me, when I like to look at the guys who are on that GOAT list, I like to see their complete skill set. Can they grapple? Can they strike? Can they clinch? Can they wrestle? That's what I like to for my list. And like when I look at myself as one of those guys, I've shown in my skill set I can grapple. I got a great clinch. I got great striking. I got great jiu-jitsu. I'm very creative in the cage. So yeah, I think it's based on people's perspective.
Yeah, I just want to echo that. If you just strip away all the accolades and all the achievements of, let's say, the top 4 or 5 names that are always considered amongst GOAT, and then if you look at their skill set across the board, striking, wrestling, submission, grappling, and cage work and transitions, that's one aspect. And if you look at their athleticism, if you look at their raw, cardio, explosiveness, balance, speed, and then you look at their fight IQ, I mean, DJ is the GOAT. I mean, there's no, and I'm speaking as a lifelong martial artist, not just some, random businessman. I've been doing martial arts my entire life. So that's how I judge it. Like, there are other people who've also achieved a lot in the sport, but they're still one-dimensional, or they're still lacking. Whereas with DJ, you genuinely, if you talk amongst the martial arts community, the martial artists, more people will say he's the GOAT than other. But if you talk to the casual, who again falls for maybe rhetoric or marketing, these are different things. And again, that's why we're so excited, as a whole martial arts, bringing the entire world to America, the very, very best as a purest product. You get every single discipline, the very, very best in the world, whether it's Rod Tang or whether it's DJ, and there is no marketing hype behind that. It is literally, these are the best on the planet. And there's no argument about it. So that's something we want to bring to American fans with our authenticity, right? Again, I think there's a lot of marketing and misinformation about how good certain athletes are because they just happen to be very good at Twitter. That as far as it's American, and I want to say, hey, wake up, Americans! You love Michael Jordan; he's the best in the world. You love, all the athletes who are the best in the world. You love that, but somehow with the fight game, it's like if you talk a lot and nowhere close to being the best in the world, that's acceptable. For us, we're much more purist about that.
Rod Tang, welcome to America. You got a hell of a response from the crowd. Were you surprised at people were so excited to see you fight here?
ถังว่าตกใจป่ะแฟนๆอเมริกันเขาแบบรักอยู่แล้วแบบเขาดีใจดู
ก็ผมตกใจมากครับเหมือนผมชกประเทศไทยเลย ผมรู้สึกเป็นเกียรติมากที่ผมได้อยู่ในใจของทุกๆคนในวันนี้แล้วก็ทั่วอเมริกาผมต้องขอบคุณมากๆจริงๆไม่คิดไม่ฝันเลย ตั้งแต่เล็กจนมาถึงวันนี้ผมได้เห็นจริงๆว่าการต่อสู้มวยไทยทำให้ผมอยู่ในใจของทุกคน
Yeah, he said he was shocked. He had no idea that the Americans would respond the way, or that he already had a fan base in America. He just shocked, and that he's just very grateful. He just never thought, as a child, struggling in poverty, that he'd be here.
And for DJ, I wouldn't say we have one goat on stage. We have two goats in two different disciplines. And obviously you two gentlemen are very familiar with each other. Were you surprised? I don't know if you heard it while you were actually in the cage, but at one point Rod Tang walked out and all the fans were chanting his name during your fight. Did you hear that, or did you know that was going on?
I heard the fans chanting his name when I was in the back. And Rod Tang's a huge star here. When I was getting ready to fight him, when One Championship offered that fight to me, I was like, yeah, I'm going to take it because all my friends, they don't watch mixed martial arts, right? But then when I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to fight Rod Tang, like, you fight him? You fight Rod Tang? I was like, y'all know who Rod Tang is? He goes, oh, that's a bad motherfucker. Absolutely know who he is. So, yeah, I mean, he's a superstar. And like Chachi was saying, like, the brand, we have true authenticity. Like Rod Tang's legit. He's the purest of not mixed martial arts, Muay Thai striking, and he's a goat in Muay Thai. So you just put Rod Tang out there, and Rod Tang's gonna do his thing, and he's gonna get millions and millions of fans around the world.
Shatri, how do you feel having these two gentlemen on the stage with you right here? I mean,
but here's the thing: our entire rosters feel this way because we literally have close to 200 athletes that have won world titles across different disciplines before joining one, who are in the prime. We truly have the most. If you just lined up, the top three global organizations, and you lined up how many titles did our athletes win prior to joining the organization? Ours by far, like not even close. I mean, maybe other organizations will have 10, 20. We actually did the math on it, right? Literally, we have 200 athletes who are like Rod Tang or DJ who won it at Apex organizations before joining the Apex organization of one. And then you look at the other organizations when they come in, even look at Roberto. He was 2-division KSW. They had no more points. He ran through everybody in Europe. Everybody. He comes here, gets knocked out. You see that trend a lot. It's just everybody knew coming in. Only DJ. He did get knocked out too, though, but only DJ. Yeah, exactly. But only DJ. But I think that adds to his legend. Getting knocked out and coming back and winning, knocking him out and then coming back and winning. So that adds to his legacy. That it's not the undefeated guy that's amazing. It's a guy who's willing to fight everybody and anybody, any rule set. That to me is impressive. As a martial artist, if you find a very narrow, defined rule set, unified MMA rule set, well, yeah, does that make you the best fighter in the world? No, it doesn't. But if you start doing crazy stuff like DJ fighting mixed rules super against a Muay Thai legendary KO artist, you start doing all this other stuff, you win the two titles, the two most prestigious belts on the world on opposite sides of the planet. Nobody's ever done what DJ has done. Full stop. That to me is legacy. That to me is GOAT material.
Emily May with Sportskeeda. Rod Tang, I have a question for you. We saw that you were out for the main event. We obviously heard those cheers. But as you were watching the main event, what were your thoughts?
ตอนดีเจชกแล้วถังออกมาแล้วก็แฟนๆมันเชียร์แล้วก็ถังคิดอะไรตอนดูดีเจชก
ก็เขาก็เหมือนตำนาน MMA ผมได้เคยชอบเขาแล้วแบบเขาเหมือนเป็นไฟที่ผมจำแล้วก็เป็นไฟที่ผมกล้าที่ตอบรับข้อเสนอบอสจตีในการชกกับดิมิเตอร์สันเพราะว่าผมรู้แล้วว่ามันน้อยมากที่ผมจะชนะเขาแต่ผมอยากผ่านความกลัวตรงนั้นถ้าผมปฏิเสธตรงนั้นไปผมก็จะกลัวตลอดผมเลยเลือกที่จะชกกับเขาผมชนะใจตัวเองนะถึงแม้วันชกผมจะแพ้ผมก็ดีใจที่สุดแล้วครับ
So he actually went off on a tangent. He said, DJ obviously is the greatest, and so he's a fan. And that when we gave him the opportunity to fight DJ, he said yes, even though he thought he would lose. He really thought he was going to lose because of the MMA. So he really, but he's still, it goes down for him, win or lose. It was I guess, an opportunity of a lifetime to be a face the GOAT. And to this day, that's the most watched fight in one because there's so much curiosity, right? And we will do other super fights like that in the future. But he has nothing but love for DJ.
And DJ, this question's for you. What was the reception of your family after tonight's fight? And what is your legacy that you want to have here at One Championship?
The reception was amazing. To see my kids, it was funny because everybody's like, oh man, when you see your kids, outside the cage, you're going to just, you're going to get nervous. I was like, no. I was like, I've been doing this for a long time. So when I got in the cage, I turned around and I saw Maverick and Tang. I was like, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's happening, boys? And it felt really good, because I never thought in my lifetime that I'll still be competing at this age and be able to, look outside the cage and see my kids. So that's a memory I'll ever have to my heart. And, I love One Championship. I love the home of martial arts. I love being surrounded by so many great athletes with different disciplines, right? And just to hear the different, dialect, be around the best Muay Thai athletes in the world, the best kickboxers around the world, and even the best submission grapplers around the world, the Bertola brothers, Mikey Mismichi. I'm just truly grateful, and my legacy here at One Championship is just an athlete who came here, worked hard, and fought everybody they put in front of me, and, very easy to work with, too. Like, when they ask me to fight Rod Tang, it wasn't like, well, I want MMA to be first. I think MMA should be first, and then we'll do Muay Thai. I was like, whatever you guys want. I'm easy guy.
But that's what makes DJ special. He'll fight anybody, anywhere, under any rule set. You tell me what other athlete will do that. Again, that's why, when you say GOAT, you got to strip away the marketing. You got to strip away the rhetoric. That all organizations, including us, we're obviously marketing, right? You got to strip that away. You really got to look at the skill set. Ask expert martial artists, and they will tell you this guy is the GOAT.
Last question over here. Congratulations, DJ. Now that everything's over, you retain the title. Could you talk a little bit about, did you feel any pressure being the headliner on this huge event, one's first event in the US, and especially after that incredible main card, it seemed to build and build and build to a real crescendo. Did you think, oh God, this is it, I've got to go out there and put the cherry on top of the cake here? Was that going through your head at all?
No, not at all. I believe in my skill set. I believe in my brand, and I've always believed in myself. I know when they pay me to fight, and every single time I go out there, I fight. I give them my all. Like, I'm always looking for the finish. So, I didn't get it, but I showed a lot of good clinch work, trying to finish him, using the shoulder shrug, because he's a lot taller, and he was trying to, bear hug me, so I was trying to pop him up. But no, I knew that I was going to go out there and put on a great fight, and I think Rod Tang killed it too, and then so forth and so forth. And I think all the athletes tonight did a great job.
And the crowd was incredible all night. Just one sad thing for me was, they booed Adriano. Did that upset you a little bit?
No, it's America. I mean, it's... I've been there. I mean, America, we are united, right? Like, in certain aspects, right? So I am a hometown guy. I've been fighting here for a very, very long time. So they'll let you know they don't like you. I've gone into places and they're like, boo, Demetrious, you suck. And I'm like, that's okay. You're going to love me after this fight, though. So I've won the crowd over. And at the end of the day, I'm sure they have nothing but love for Adriano. And I have nothing but love for Adriano. But that's America, man. It is what it is.
All right. And this is one for Rod Tang. Congratulations as well. Now that you won, could you maybe talk a little bit about this week? A lot of people were questioning whether you were going to make weight, whether you were going to struggle with the altitude and the cardio, and you look quite relieved at the weigh-ins. I know when you made weight, you were pumping your fist. How was that process this whole week?
ก็ถามว่าชั่งน้ำหนักกลัวเปล่าตอนอาทิตย์นี้มันยากทุกคนแฟนๆบอกว่าไอ้ถังจะชั่งก็เปล่าแล้วก็อย่างนึงเราอยู่ในคือแบบหายใจไม่ออกด้วยมันไม่มีออกซิเจนในสูงมากถังคิดยังไง
ก็สำหรับเรื่องน้ำหนักผมก็คิดว่าผมได้เพื่อนซีใหม่ ก็คือไมกี้เขาก็ได้ช่วยก็ถือว่าผ่านไปด้วยดีแล้วก็ส่วนเรื่องอากาศผมคิดว่าที่อเมริกาเหมือนบ้านผมนะครับ ผมไม่ได้รู้สึกเหนื่อยอะไรเลยครับปกติมาก
So he said he's very good friends with Mikey Musumeci, and Mikey was his buddy in terms of helping him lose the weight and nail the hydration. So he's very grateful to Mikey. And then in terms of America, he says America's like Thailand. He didn't feel any effect of the high altitude at all.
And just one more for you, Rod Tang. I know you said you want Jonathan Haggerty next at bantamweight. I spoke to Liam Harrison, who says he wants Jonathan Haggerty next. Why do you think you should get in front of Liam Harrison in the line?
Liam Harrison เขาอยากชกกับ Haggerty แล้วก็เขาบอกว่าเอ้ยทำไมถังจะชกกับ Haggerty ด้วยแล้วคือแบบเลียมเขาเอาก่อน แล้วถังจะตอบยังไง
ผมก็ต้องแล้วแต่บอสชาทีเพราะผมคิดว่าความท้าทายใหม่ของผมมันก็มีมากขึ้นทั้งโจทานไนกตี้แล้วก็ทาเครุที่เพิ่งเซ็นสัญญามาผมพร้อมเจอได้หมดครับ
Yeah, he says it's up to me, but he wants to fight them all, and he wants to fight Haggard. He definitely wants to fight Takeru. He wants to fight them all.
Does that include Superlek as well? I know you told me that you want more ties as champions, but a lot of fans really want to see you in Superlek. How long are we going to have to wait for that fight?
แฟนๆทั่วโลกเขาอยากดูถังกับซูเปอร์เล็กแล้วก็เราคิดยังไง
ก็ผมได้หมดครับเพราะผมเป็นแชมป์กติกามวยไทยไม่ว่าจะเจอใครผมยินดีหมดครับแต่ผมคิดว่าผมกับพี่ซูเปอร์เล็กเราก็เป็นมวยไทยเหมือนกันคนไทยเหมือนกันก็อยากจะรักษาทุกสถาบันทุกกติกาไว้ที่ประเทศไทยผมก็เลยคิดว่าความท้าทายใหม่ๆของผมเนี่ยเจอชัวทานาเกตี้หรือว่าทาเครุมันคิดว่ามีความท้าทายใหม่เพิ่มเข้ามาผมก็เลยเลือกที่จะท้าโจทานกับทาเครุก่อนนะครับ
So he's willing to fight anybody, including Superlek. But he just thinks, from a Thailand perspective, Superlek's a Muay Thai athlete holding the kickboxing belt, and he holds the Muay Thai belt. It's just better for Thailand. But he's willing to face anybody. But he really wants to fight Haggerty and Takeru right now.
All right, that'll do it for the Q&A portion of the One Fight Night 10 on Prime Video post-event press conference. Closing statement from Chatri before we wrap.
I just again want to thank all the American fans who showed up to support today in Denver, Colorado, but on Amazon Prime. I predict we will break viewership records on Amazon as well. And truly from the bottom of my heart, everyone around the world, thank you so much for supporting. And man, this is the beginning of one in America. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Thank you.